your Denver Broncos get a beautifully wrapped gift from the NFL, and it plays right in line with what Sean Payton said is his biggest criteria for evaluating if an NFL schedule is easy for a team or if it is a tough one, and it is playing massively in your Denver Broncos' favor, especially when you look at our AFC West opponents and the road they have ahead of them. We get another unbiased source just rave about RJ Harvey and the difference he's going to bring to this team, says he's the best running back he's evaluated at rookie minicamp, and it's an unbiased source. And lastly, we go into my rooting guide. Who should the Broncos want at different parts in the season, and why should they want them there? So we know how to root next night, tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing. If you're new to the channel, I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan named Ben, and it helps me in the YouTube algorithm out a lot if you like the Broncos, if you would like and subscribe. Adam Schefter put out this tweet here, and this tweet ranks how far each team has to travel. And before you take a look at where the Broncos are, know that this plays a massive role when Sean Payton's evaluating a schedule. He said it's the first thing that he looks at is the travel, like all of the logistics that go into it, just the wear and tear that it has on a body. It doesn't matter if you are flying in your own team plane. Being on a plane for several hours takes out your entire day, and the jet lag and exposure, the radiation, all that kind of stuff. It's not a good thing. And so right off the bat, seeing that the Los Angeles Chargers have to travel almost 40,000 miles is bonkers. Also, on top of that, they're already playing the second toughest opponent strength of schedule in our division. So we're playing easier teams than them, and we're traveling a lot less than them. Now, if you take a look down here, the Broncos are just above the Chiefs, but this number isn't accurate. This is doing the projection just based on our opponents, but a very, very accurate NFL leaker who every single leak that he put out for the schedule has rang true, and he was accurate last year about 95%, and that's Aussie NFL. He came out and said the Broncos are actually playing back-to-back games as requested by Sean Payton with the Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles. So that means that the Broncos don't have to do round-trip flights to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. A flight from Denver to Philadelphia and back is almost 4,000 miles. So if you take a look at this and you actually subtract about 4,000 miles off that, or 3,000 and some change, you see that the Denver Broncos aren't traveling 21,000 or 23,000. Instead, they're traveling 19,000 miles, which is putting us right here in this Minnesota range. So you're looking at not only do the Chiefs and Chargers have much more difficult strength of schedule and then their opponents because they finished first and second in our division, they also are flying a lot more. That is, Sean Payton is going to look at this and absolutely gush about it. And so you should be excited too. Now, a couple things did that. Again, these were leaks that were initially just rumors, and they completely rang true. Your Denver Broncos wanted to play the Colts. They dodged us. We are going to London. We're going to across the pond and playing the New York Giants. And this is going to be basically week 6 of the NFL season. Now, I think that is great news because MetLife, even if the Jets are bad, is a very, very difficult place to play. They get wildly hyped. They have a ton of celebrities who like the Jets, and I think that they're going to have a hot start this year with a brand new quarterback and feeling revitalized. Remember, just last season, they were predicted to make the Super Bowl. So they have a great cornerback. He's not Pat Surtain, but that's a good team there. And I think this is great that the Broncos have them after they've had a chance to have Vance Joseph get some film on what Justin Fields is going to look like. And we're not playing them early in the season. And I think they'll have probably kind of petered out by then. And the Broncos seem really, really excited about it. They came out and have put out multiple posts on Twitter, on social media about how thrilled they are to go here and to represent the NFL. So this is going to be great for building the fan base, because if you are a Londoner, well, I don't know what you call a Londoner. I don't know. They all go to Hogwarts. I think they're like Harry Potter fans. And they can keep Meghan Markle, but I think they're going to fall in love with this Broncos team. There's a lot more to be excited about. So this is building the fan base. This also means that the Broncos are going to have that bye week the week after that, which I think it's not as bad as having a week 4 bye, and it's kind of splitting the difference between a super early bye and the late ones that we have had. So I think this is going to be great for us to start off super hot and have a winning record going into our bye week. Then the next thing that came out, and I think this is a beautiful gift to the Denver Broncos, is that the NFL has bet on the Broncos being good. They've given us a primetime game in the most important slot, and on Thursday Night Football on Christmas, it's going to be Merry Nixmas, y'all, because this is going to be awesome. The Broncos are playing at Arrowhead on Thursday Night Football. So a little bit of a bummer that our Christmas is going to be filled with a night Christmas game in Arrowhead. We know that the road team has a pretty big disadvantage playing on a Thursday night on a short week. But the good part of that is while our bye week is week 7, this gives us that little mini bye right after this Thursday night football game. And the Broncos can have, Christmas weekend with their family and have a full 10 days off there. And who knows, there were several Broncos people in Broncos facility who texted Broncos reporters that they think this game is going to be playing for not just the AFC West, but be playing for the entire AFC. That's how confident the team is about this. And so I think this is just very, very good news that, yes, we have to play a Thursday night game. Everybody does. I think the fact that all eyes across all of America, and this is going to be streaming as well, are going to be watching your Broncos on Christmas. I think it's a really good thing. We know the NFL wants to load this up with a great game, and it's saying and declaring as loud as they possibly can that they think the Broncos have arrived and are deserving of playing in that game. You remember last year what teams were playing on the Christmas games. It was Baltimore. It was the Texans, who were so good with C.J. Stroud the year before. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had, constantly been above 500 with Mike Tomlin, and then they thought they had their quarterback of the future. So this is a sign to me that the NFL believes in the Broncos. And right off the bat, we only have 2 games announced, and both of them are going to be nationally televised games. And last year, when the whole schedule came out, we only had 2 games on national TV. So this has just proven to me that they are truly, truly believing in us. So let me know, which of these games are you more hyped about? I think it's cool that we're going to London, and cannot wait for Christmas with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that will be an amazing end to our 2025 year. On top of that, we're hearing more news that Bo Nix has already just continued to step into his leadership role. Remember, a year ago at this time, we went into training camp with a quarterback competition. Bo Nix hadn't even been named the starter, and folks were saying, oh, he's not going to start till week 4, that you'd never put him on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. Like, that's a tough place to play. And then we got Pittsburgh. That's hard. Like, maybe he'll come in week 4. Well, we saw all that changed, and he won the quarterback competition soundly and then was unanimously elected a captain of the team. And he's now taken that further step, and he has been the face of this franchise, welcoming in each and every rookie who's come. And you just see all of the interviews, and they talk about, oh yeah, I just saw Bo Nix here and he talked to me, or I just texted him, or we've been on the phone several times. So I love to see him just continue to step up into that leadership role, as all the other quarterbacks in the NFL are at the Met Gala, and Bo Nix is grinding film and in Broncos training camp, and that's amazing, amazing thing. Last couple little bits here is that we have an unbiased source, a Jets fan, a Bleacher Report author, huge following across multiple social mediums, and he came out here and he gushed about RJ Harvey in a way that I think even Broncos beat reporters would be embarrassed to say, because it sounds like too much of a homer take. So when you hear it from a third party who likes the Jets, you got to take it with there's no grains of salt. You just got to take it with water or something. I don't know. But he comes out here and he said, I've been grinding film on RJ Harvey. And take a look here at this left cut, and the amount of space that he is creating with these jump cuts is just Barry Sanders-esque, and I don't want to overhype him or jinx him or anything like that, but he's just saying the most impressive player he's ever seen in rookie camps. And, obviously, being a Jets beat reporter for a while, and now he works at the national stage, like he saw Brees. He's seen a ton of great running backs in his time, and to have him say that, I think the sky is absolutely the limit for your Denver Broncos, and that's really, really exciting. So NFL schedule release tomorrow. We'll cover it all here, but a couple things that it's like, all right, what should we be rooting for this year when it comes to the schedule release? When do we want different teams? I think because of what we are hearing, and we talked about yesterday, the absolute chaos that is happening in Cincinnati, and it actually got worse today with their top defensive player basically saying, hey, shots fired. I've taken this personally. I'm never playing on this deal. And he brought up trade rumors. Things are falling apart there in Cincinnati. So I would love to play the Cincinnati Bengals early. That's a home game. The other thing is Green Bay Packers. I think they might be a little more hyped up than is deserving. And Christian Watson, their best wide receiver, is hurt. They're really hoping in for Matthew Golden to make a big impact on this team, and we know rookie wide receivers take a little bit. So I would love to play either of these teams really early on. So that would be, I think, my rooting interest. We also know the Broncos have a huge home field advantage with altitude early on in the season, and I think playing either of these teams early on would be just super cool. Playing Dallas Cowboys would be awesome as well, knowing that Dak sat out all last year and is going to be kind of rusty. any of the teams that rest guys throughout the preseason, it'd be great to have them come to altitude when we know Sean Payton takes the preseason really, really seriously. So I'm excited for any of these home games in the month of September. It's going to be awesome. Other thing I guess I'd be rooting for is I would love the chance to play the Raiders later on in the season rather than early. We know that they kind of start out hot and they just kind of drink their own Kool-Aid or whatever and rattle off some wins they really shouldn't. They're not that great. We know last year they went in and won a game in Baltimore and just shocked people, knowing that it's going to take some time to see this new offense with Pete Carroll. Again, I would love to have a chance to have some film on them before we play them. And the same is true here with a new coaching staff in Jacksonville. We know that Sean Payton really studies everything, and so any of the teams coming in who have the same exact system they had last year, that's a huge advantage for the Broncos, and so we want to kind of avoid teams early that don't have a lot of film on them. So that's kind of how I am rooting for things. And then selfishly, I cannot wait for this Colts game because that's definitely one of the away games I will be going to this year. But let me know in the comments, who do you predict the Broncos end up getting week number 1? And Broncos country, we got a gift. We got so much to BO-LIEVE, and this one's for the Nuggets. Oh, that's not good. Last time I missed, we won, though, so I'll keep it.